I froze. Sorry, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm Braun
Club.
DJ Swick 33. Along with me is Mark Wingman 79 and Rob, also known as Presar. We are This Xbox Life, and this is episode 363, Dashboard Beta Blues. Sorry about that for a second. I thought my computer froze. It's been one crazy computer audio issue after issue this weekend with my setup. So, praying everything goes well, and we're going to try to stick to our time this time, just in case it doesn't. Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Oh, hey, we get to talk.
Yes.
About time.
Oh,
Hey, he's like, he said our names, and he's like, Wingman, I was about to say my thing, and he just keeps on going.
Yep.
It's like, he didn't even let us say hi.
well,
I thought this was the brunch show.
I gotta announce. I gotta introduce you guys like I do every week. I like
Yeah,
to
but
change
you
it.
usually
I like to change it up a
You
little.
usually say, and then we get a chance to say hi. I'm so and so, and
Nope.
it's like obviously Brun's ready to go to bed, so he's just gonna run. Go for it. We'll just sit here and be quiet.
I like to
Like
change.
good little children.
I like to change it up a little bit.
What, you want to do the community section already?
No, tell them where they can purchase their games at, Rob. Let's go.
See y'all next week.
And that's it for 363.
Stands
So
for
what-
363 seconds. All right, we're out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, this episode's the same, and whether you play it forward or backwards, it's still 363.
Well, very
Yes.
Look at that.
It's like
What's
race,
that called? It's, forgot.
Is that a palindrome?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
race
They say
car,
that-
mom, dad, things like that.
So,
Oh, yeah, race car.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new today. Anyway,
all right, let's go, man. I'm ready to rant.
All right.
This is a
Before
double feature week.
Well, we got to get into what we've been playing.
All right.
Obviously, Mark's got the longest list here. But before we do that, you can listen to us live every Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you are right now. You can watch us on Twitch, twitch.tv, / this Xbox Life. So, but all right, who would like to go first?
me.
All right.
I'll get it out of the way so then I don't have to talk for like 15, 20 minutes or
Yeah,
more.
mine's gonna be quick too. So, all right,
Yeah.
how about it?
So just more Forza for me. Forza Horizon rather on the 360. Playing it with my son, and man, he is getting good, extremely good. He's like drifting around the corners, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be beating his old man soon.
Well,
Not that's a
not
bad thing.
really much of a challenge.
Whoa, that's right. Anyway, and then Forza Horizon 2 on the 360. And actually, here's a question for you guys. So, my son's been playing. I let him play Forza Horizon 2 here and there, and it's on my profile that he plays because he doesn't have one on the 360. I mean, on the Xbox One.
Okay.
And what I noticed him doing is he would play a race and then get like 7th or 8th place and then just continue. Whereas if I don't get first place, I replay and then I get first place and I'm done. I continue.
You have to get first place.
He's screwing up my stats. I was mortified. I mean, I was mortified because I've played the entire game so far, getting first place in everything. And now there's one race that I think he got 8th in. It's like, how do you even see those? I mean, can you go back and correct those? Do
So
you guys
can
know?
go back and fix it? I think you have to delete your save and start all over up.
No.
I don't. I'm pretty sure you can go. I don't know. Can you go back like if in the story mode and start all over?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. There's got to be a way like you can go back and do one of the what do they call them? Challenges. It's where you go into the city and then you do the 4 races, whatever they call those. I bet you can go back and redo them.
Those events?
Yeah. I don't know. I got to fix that. I got to look at that. So that is a hidden danger of letting kids play.
All right.
Can't let that happen. I need I need
Okay,
everything.
I'm sorry. I was busy kind of looking around and in the I wasn't really paying attention to what you said. I'm sorry. So is this in Forza Horizon 2?
Yes.
And you can't figure out where you're supposed to go next?
No. Oh, you definitely weren't paying attention.
Okay, never mind. Then never mind. Then I thought you were talking about a different issue.
His son
so.
played
No.
under his profile and finished a
Right.
race in 8th, and now he needs to figure out how to go back and finish it in 1st, so he's perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm way up. Never mind. Moving on. Nothing to see here.
We were distracted when your video feed went offline, and we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But still,
My
we're
camera
off.
turned off
Yeah.
by itself. Bang, zoom. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it for me. I tried to get into the Battlefront beta. I downloaded that and didn't have time to play for a day or two. Then I finally went in and it said EA servers were offline.
Would you go? Went in when it was over.
That's a placeholder for day
No.
one.
Yeah,
That's a placeholder.
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
Oh,
That's a normal screen.
They just changed the game logo, and that's it.
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah, but
It's
it
their
said like this.
template. It's their
Yeah.
day one template of every game they release.
And then the tweet goes out. We're really expecting this much volume. Like, the game is doing far better than what we thought.
Yeah. So I just thought that was funny. I mean, I saw it. It said like, it was offline and I'm like, can I even do anything? And I clicked through a couple menus. I'm like, man, this thing sucks. And I got out of there and I played some Forza.
Yeah, the thing
But,
about Star Wars is like they went through the beta and everything, and obviously everybody's really liking it. Some people are mixed, and then they come out with like, "Hey, $50 season pass," just like everybody else has, but it's just going to be four DLC packs. You guys cool with that? 4 DLC packs for $50?
Why are you jumping into our topics?
What topic? I didn't have that as a topic.
It's topic number 3.
Oh, never mind. It got added and I didn't notice. So,
Man.
but while we're talking about it,
we can talk about it.
I was
That's
gonna
all
say,
right. you know.
while we're talking,
Oh,
while we're
yeah.
on there, I mean, it was just just like everybody else. Hey, we're gonna have a DLC, buy our season pass. We're gonna have stuff for you, and that's all you know. That's it. I would highly recommend not buying the season pass. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't tell you what it is. They just tell you it's 4 DLC or 4.
4 expansion packs,
4
early
expansion
access
packs.
to expansions by 2 weeks,
Mhm.
an exclusive shoot first emote,
Yeah.
and the promise of more details in the coming weeks.
Yeah. So they're asking for your money now, but they'll give you details in the coming weeks. So that's the thing. If you base it off of like Battlefield, now Battlefield is with their season passes typically has had nice content. They've had nice DLC content. But people are getting a little frustrated with these season passes nowadays when they're just saying, "Hey, we're going to give you some stuff, but we want your money," and never telling you what you're getting. Like these 4 expansion packs could be 1 map. They could be 3 maps. They could be something like Destiny and give you just like some Crucible stuff and no raid and something like that. It's just like if they're not telling you what you're going to get, don't rush out to buy it. You can buy
Or
it
like
after
Rise
they
of the
announce
Tomb Raider. We're going to expand your single player game by allowing you to time yourself on levels against your friends. That's part of their season pass. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm not even buying a Tomb Raider season pass, and I'm done with the season passes because, like you said, you don't know what you get, and it really doesn't save you that much money. Why not just save your money in the bank? You might as well make interest off of it instead of the game guys having your money a year in advance. It's just the savings isn't there, and you don't know what you're getting. It's getting ridiculous, and they're getting expensive. $50. I mean, you're almost to the price of the game, and you don't even know what you're getting. The game's $60. Yeah, it's gotten ridiculous on these season pass prices.
Yeah,
I think that's ridiculous to almost charge full price.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of like I forgot all about the season pass until you mentioned Star Wars, and I didn't catch it in the topics, but yeah, it's just EA's been stuck at the $50 price mark. Like they want $110 for their game basically. Right from the get go, they're trying to get $110 from you, and it's just like 50 of that is just the promise of stuff later. And it's like, if you don't know what you're offering now for that $50, then don't ask for the $50. Wait until you know what it is. Wait until the first DLC pack. Then say, hey, purchase the DLC. And if you like it, then purchase the season pass, which would be the remainder of everything. You're going to get 3 more of these. You can purchase those now for this amount of money and save $5 or whatever it's going to be. But it's like they don't even wait for it to come out. They have no release dates, nothing. It's just like, boom. And the thing is with Star Wars, like if their first DLC packs in the first 2-3 weeks, that should be in the game. So I'm starting to really, go out, think about these people that, they start their DLC in development early, so they know what's in the game and they know when they can start DLC. They may be building the DLC now, but it's like you can't release DLC within weeks after a game launches because you're just kind of opening yourself to being criticized for having content ready that you could have been in the main game. So, but I don't know. I'll wait to see what they say, other than just asking for wanting my money and not telling me anything. So, all right.
This is not the DLC you were looking for.
Yeah. Very good.
Woo.
But, all right, Rob, you done with what you've been playing?
Yeah.
All right. Mark, I'll let you go last since you have the longest list, because mine is just Destiny. And I played some NHL 15. I really haven't had much time for gaming this last week or so. And really, I'm not anxious to jump on and really play a lot of stuff right now because I'm just kind of gearing up for Halo. So, but on Destiny, I got all 3 of my characters to 40 finally, and I got one person up to raid level, and that's about it for what I've been playing. So, you're up, Rob. Or Mark, I'm sorry.
Alrighty, so this week I did play, or some of this actually was 2 weeks ago because I was gone last week. I played Plague Incorporated. I also played this free game, free air quotes, Frozen Freefall Snowball Fight. It's based off the Disney movie Frozen. If you've played Candy Crush, then you know what this is. It's essentially Candy Crush in the Frozen world. It's a free game. You can download it. It's got local multiplayer, so you get in a snowball fight with your couch co-op partner. And I actually I brought my daughter in the other day, and her and I were playing, and it's a lot of fun. It really is, and the kids love it. They like it. You're just clearing the boards to get to 3 matches and then throwing the snowball. And if you get enough, then you get to throw a snowball at your opponent, and that's how you score points. It's fun. But I air quoted the free because it is free. It's one of those Candy Crush games that they want you to buy stuff. You can only get 5 moves every hour, some garbage like that. Otherwise, would you like to buy more lives? Which, sorry, my kids will never be able to be on this console because of that. Because they'll be like, oh, yeah, sure.
Cha-ching!
$500 worth of lives later. Yeah, and a couple of dead children.
And your hospital bill when you see your statement.
And me in jail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, be very careful if you have a credit card tied to your account. You might not want to let your children play this. You may not want to even download it. But other than that, it is fun. And it did end up costing me $20 because my kids were playing the multiplayer against each other, but there was only like 3 characters unlocked. And I was trying to figure out, okay, do these unlock as you play? We kept playing and nothing was unlocking. And finally, I bit the bullet and just paid $20 to unlock all the characters, and my kids were happy. And it doesn't change anything. That's the thing that irritated me. It's just the character at the top of the screen. That's all it does. It doesn't affect the gameplay. There's no special powers like in the single player. They're just there. It's just like, I want to play as this person, but it doesn't matter. They don't do anything. So it's kind of a rip. But kids, it's fun for the kids. So, they're worth the money. A couple weeks ago, I was playing the Battlefront beta. The only thing I wanted to say on this was, and I can't remember, did I talk about this? Maybe I did. So I know I've been gone quite a bit lately, but I thought the game looked freaking amazing. I remember when it started up, I did the survival. I think isn't it called survival, Braun? Like, it's like a horde mode. You got to survive waves.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I never played that part of it.
So that's the first thing I went into. I'm like, oh, I'll do the single play. It's kind of like you can do that's the one you can do by yourself. So I launched it. And then it did this cutscene, right? And I'm watching this like kind of intro cutscene, and I'm just like, wow. I'm like, wow, this looks amazing. I'm like, the terrain looks real, And I'm like, I was pretty impressed. But then I'm like, yeah, well, it's the cutscene, they always look good. Well, then it's like you see the characters on the screen running, and all of a sudden it kind of zooms in, and you are that character, and everything stayed the same. So I started walking forward, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. The terrain is the most realistic. I'd almost say it's almost photorealistic. I was shocked how amazing it looked. And I'm walking around looking at it. I was so entranced by it that all of a sudden a stormtrooper comes around the corner. He starts shooting at me, and I'm just staring at him going, oh my gosh, it looks like a real stormtrooper. And I'm like, he's shooting at me, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, it looks real. I'm like, I was stunned.
Yeah, it does.
But the laser didn't look real?
Everything. I was just like, wow. And so, of course, then I shot back, come out of my trance. But what caught me was, and I was telling Braun, I got in on a party that first night, and I'm like, Braun, okay, so hold on, I take that back. So I play a couple rounds, and I go through it, and I'm just floored. I'm absolutely floored by how beautiful this game looks. So I'm like, okay, well, there's no way it's going to be in the multiplayer. They can't do it. It can't look this good. So I jump in a multiplayer, and gosh darn it if it's not identical. I'm like, wow, how the heck did they do this? Mm-hmm. So then I jump in with Braun, and I can't remember who else. It was someone from our community was playing. And again, it's a couple of weeks ago. I apologize to whoever I'm forgetting.
Oh, there's 3 or 4 people in that party with us.
Not that first night.
Oh.
It was just like, there's just one other person I thought. But anyways, I don't know. But I remember asking Braun, because I was talking to whoever it was initially I was talking to, which I think it was Artemis74. And I'm just like, oh, man, it's great. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But I'm drooling all over the place, right? So then Braun gets on. I'm like, oh, I got to get Braun in here. He'll back me up on this. And so Braun gets in, and I'm like, what do you think, Braun? And of course, Braun's like, yeah, it's all right. It's not like Battlefield, which is, it's different. And, it plays well, and it looks good. And I'm like, Braun, it looks fantastic. I'm like, dude, come on. And he's like, yeah, it looks good. I said that.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
dude, my jaw's like hitting the floor when I saw it. I'm like,
it's average.
Well, the reason why I thought it only looked good is because it was only 720p, and everybody knows 720p does not look good.
That's the other thing. So I'm like jaw-dropping, drooling over this beta, which I had no interest in this game, okay, at all. I was like, whatever, it's going to be Battlefield skin and Star Wars. And then it was so gorgeous, and I'm like, I'm going to go buy this right now. I mean, it's like, this is what a beta should do for you, right? Because these betas are not true betas. These are demos. They're just using the beta tag to go, oh, well, it's not final code, so everything you see, we're going to fix and all. It's a crock of crap, people. It's a marketing scheme. Don't buy into it. That it's just a beta. Don't complain about a beta. It's not a beta when they're giving it to you 2 weeks before launch, or even a month before launch. So it's freaking close to final code. But I was floored. And then I read about how, the 720p, or I don't even think it was that, wasn't it even less than that they were claiming? And then they're like, oh, PlayStation's at 2742p and the Xbox One is only at 480. Or I was just like, oh my gosh, people, this is the most beautiful game I've ever seen. And it's just ridiculous. It's don't buy into that garbage, because the game looks phenomenal.
Oh, I think it looked great. So, yeah.
So far, I think it's the best looking game on the console.
Oh, wow.
And it's only a beta. So.
A beta refers to computer software that is undergoing testing and has not yet been officially released. That's what beta means. So technically it's
a beta.
It's a beta, but if the thing was completely crashing and everything, I would not have high hopes that it would be fixed in 2 weeks for it to be pressed gold and all that stuff. No way. No way.
Exactly. So
yeah. But no, it looks great. I think it looks fantastic, and I mean, when I read that it was 720p, I was just like, to me, I can't really tell. But I was super super I was like, oh, really? I mean, it's like, wow, that looked really good for 720p, I guess. But it was 60 frames. The thing is that it was 60 frames a second. So it ran so smooth that's what you can tell is the smoothness of everything, the speed whatever the speed was to that game. But, just everything's just smooth. I mean, that's what I think really shines. So if you...
Battlefront.
If you have to Battlefront, if you have to take things out or whatever to make it run 60 frames a second, or if you're running 1080p and it shifts and dips from 60 frames to 50 to 40 to 60, I'd rather have than 720 60 any day. So, but yeah, looked great.
Okay, so lastly, I'm gonna do a little rant here while I'm doing it, so we can kind of clear it out of the topics later. But
okay.
I'm pretty disappointed. The game I was waiting for a long time, Rock Band 4. I don't even know where to begin, really, and it kills me to even have to rant about. I guess I'm not gonna rant, but I'm gonna share some things that I'm really not happy about, and I was disappointed. So first of all, they went through, and I think I talked about this before. They went through the whole, here's your, get the guitar version. So I pre-ordered the physical copy. I didn't want physical copy. So the physical copy with the guitar, and you got 35 pre-order songs, right? Well, then they came out and said, oh, well, we're going to have just the game itself with a legacy adapter, so you don't have to buy new equipment. Well, sweet. I can get that for $60 plus $20 for the adapter. So they wanted to charge me $80 for the game and the 35 pre-order songs. So I canceled that and ordered that. Then shortly before the game comes out, they're like, oh, we now have the digital version available. If you buy the digital version, you're only going to get 12 pre-order songs. They're a different 12 than the other 35, which I don't understand. You're still pre-ordering the game. Why is there a difference? They're still getting my money. They're still getting the $60 for the game. Why would you have your pre-order bonuses be different when it's the same? The 35 are the same at every freaking store. Okay? Didn't matter which store you went to, or even if you ordered online. But if you pre-order it digitally, you get different songs. And then the people that bought the physical don't get those 12. It's just ridiculous. It's just kind of stupid. Not a big deal. Yeah. I'm like, whatever. I don't really care. It's the songs. I really don't care. I'll probably be able to buy them in the store anyways eventually. And I've got, I got plenty of DLC that I can bring over. So it really wasn't a game changer. But at this point, it's just kind of one of those things. Okay, we'll add this to the list. So I get the game on Tuesday. It's ready to go. It's unlocked. And I don't have an adapter. I'm reading about other people in our community who got their adapter on release day. And I'm sitting here, nothing. Hasn't even shipped. They're like, oh, yeah, you'll have it by Thursday night at 8 p.m. I'm like, 2 freaking days later? Like, I can't even play the game. I mean, that's the frustrating part. So I'm a little frustrated, because I can't even play the game I bought. So 2 days later, finally shows up, and it works. My Guitar Hero guitar does sync with it, and I'm able to play. And then I find out there's no multiplayer in this game. They took out, and here's the thing. Okay, this is what frustrates me. You get Rock Band. It came out. It was just single player. It was new. The whole game it's about the rock experience with the drums and the guitars and the bass and the mic. And it was local, local multiplayer because you had your 4 people in your house. There was no online, but it didn't matter because it was something new. It was a great experience. Rock Band 2, they added it in. Awesome. Now I can play with, my buddy in Texas. I remember Kyle, Moronic Cow from the Achievement Hounds. Him and I would play online together, and it was awesome. It's like we're rocking out and jamming and having a good time. They had that in Rock Band 3, and they added more modes. So don't you think by logical process that Rock Band 4 would have everything Rock Band 3 had, and then with additional stuff added to it?
Maybe at least the same thing 3 had.
Or at the very least, it's Rock Band 3 on a new console, maybe reskinned with some new menu options or whatever, and
right.
Higher res visuals. But no, it's like Rock Band 1 is really more of like what it is. So they've ripped out that stuff. I went in and I created 4 characters, and then found out because I got my main person I'm going to play at, but then I go and create 3 other people, and I'll put them like in my band. That's what I've always done in the past. Well, guess what? You can't do that in Rock Band 4, even though there's a stand-in option. You still can't do it. Now, I will make a note here. I read today they're going to fix that. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be allowed in a patch coming out, and then I guess sometime this week, and maybe it's already out. I haven't launched Rock Band since I read that, but I read that it's coming. So, but that doesn't work, and it's just kind of annoying because it's like, okay, I had this before. There's a lot of things that when you're trying to go through the game, and downloading your DLC is a nightmare.
Well, I heard
it's an absolute nightmare. They should have just had, because they know what you've pre-purchased, but like when I'll go into the store and I go look at what's new, which would be everything because the game just came out, so every piece of DLC is under new. And there's like 1,800 songs in there. So you have to go through every single one of them. And I've seen stuff like, it'll tell you if it's in your library under the price category. So it'll tell you the price of the song, or it'll say it's in your library if you've already got it downloaded, or it'll say purchased, which means you own it, but you still need to download it, right? Well, I have come across songs that I owned and downloaded as DLC, and it doesn't show it. It shows that I got to pay for it. And on those, I've gone into them, and it just says, oh, you already own this. Do you want to install it? Okay. So it's like, I got to go into 1,800 individual songs because how am I supposed to remember every single song I downloaded? I found stuff that I didn't even know that I had it as DLC or that I owned the license to that song because it was probably part of some pack or something I got somewhere down the Rock Band way. So, it was like a nightmare. And I did pre-download some stuff ahead of time, which was it was another big nightmare. It's easier to do in the store, but the store is not always accurate. So like it might say you got to buy it, but then you go into it, it's like, oh yeah, you already own this. I've had stuff that I know I own and it shows that I have to pay for it. So it's like, okay, they don't have everything updated yet. And I know they're still trying to work on it, but I had to scroll through 1,800 songs to find the stuff that it said I'd purchased that I needed to install. And it's like, why couldn't you, if you can do that? Because they got like sort by genre, sort by artist, sort by, this, sort by that. I'm like, why can't you just have an option of like a downloaded history or purchase? Have a section where I just say, show me the stuff I've purchased. Because then I don't have to go through 1,800 songs. I only have to go and I'll see the 200 I've bought, and I can just start installing each one of those. Or why not just say install everything that I already pre-own? I mean, have that option to say install everything off this list. It's just just so frustrating. So then I get find another issue. So I'm playing for a few days. And I did play on the first night. I did. So let me backtrack. What the little adapter is for basically my guitars, my previous wireless guitars. So the adapter is for kind of your legacy wireless gear. Now, for some reason, the Rock Band 1 wired guitar, which I have, does not work. But it's not even supported. They said it in their list. It wasn't on their approved list. It was supported. But the wireless mic from Rock Band 1, the wired mic from Rock Band 1, the wired drums from Rock Band 1 are supported, but not the wired guitar. That makes no sense to me. I had the wired guitar. Like, I could use this. Nope. Yeah. So I ended up playing and like singing for a couple of days, which was brutal because, as you guys all know, I've had a bad cough. I suck at singing, which if anybody was dumb enough to, smart enough to watch, or foolish enough to watch, my Twitch feed. I actually broadcasted it, and I'm like, I'm gonna regret this, but I put it out there on Twitch.
Hey, man,
and you can hear me singing. It's like, oh, yeah, it sounds like a dead cat.
We watched it, and then my son's like, can we watch it again? I'm like, no, that's enough.
There's Blake, like, yeah, rock on.
He couldn't get enough.
Dude, see, I got a fan base already.
Yeah.
So, so I did actually do some singing. So I did get to play, but it's not what I wanted. My wife and I have been waiting to play guitars. So that's what we do. We sit down, she plays bass, I play guitar, and we go through the tour. So it took a couple of days for my adapter to show up, and then it was a couple more days before the wife finally came in to play. And very quickly discovered another problem. So I'm logged in. I hand her the guitar, turn it on. She goes to log in. It pops up, says, "Who are you?" She picks her gamer tag. It goes back to the screen, and both players are listed as my wife's gamer tag. I'm like, what just happened? Where did my go? How did I get logged out? So I hit mine again. I go select on my instrument. I select Wingman 709. And I select it. Goes back to the screen. She's also Wingman 709.
Is that a bug?
Like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, why are both of us as the same profile? How does that even work? So I get online. So I'm like, okay, dear, you just go create your girl, because she's going to spend an hour just creating her character. It's unbelievable, dude. And I knew this was going to happen, so I was prepped. So I'm like, I know that with Rock Band that I'm not going to get to play for an hour. She's going to sit here and pick colors and hairstyles and makeup and earrings and glasses and hats and
you got a good book to read.
Shirts and pants. Thank goodness she doesn't care about the instrument, because that would be another hour. Oh, I gotta color my guitar.
Starburst.
But so she's doing that. I'm over here at the computer trying to put it in. I'm actually seeing other people saying the same problem. So I finally figure out how to report an issue to Harmonix, which was not an easy task either. And it sat there for a week, and no answer, no nothing. It's not in their FAQs. People are complaining on their Facebook page, and they're like, and they had a post the other day. You need to go here to our support site. Please stop putting your problems on our Facebook page. You're not going to get answers. Go here. And you can also submit a ticket. And I put it in there, said, would be nice if you'd respond to the ticket that was opened over a week ago. That was my comment to them on their Facebook page.
Yeah, they've had multiple issues at launch, which they were all trying to work with. And because what was their network issues or something at launch?
There's no network issue because there's no online other than the store. I think
Okay.
there was issues with the store, and
Okay.
I know there was issues with that, and they've been trying to work on it. And like I said, it still has issues because, let's see, the middle of last week, and earlier in the week, I was in the store trying to go through stuff, and then I'm seeing stuff I got to pay for. Then I go back 3 days later, and I see the same song, and now it says, "Oh, well, you've purchased this." So it's like there's still, and I may have actually bought stuff and paid money again for something I actually already owned because it didn't show that I owned, and I'm like, "Ooh, I want this. I thought I had this. I guess I didn't."
Ooh, I like
and then
this song.
and then I see the next day, it's like, "Oh, wait a minute, this one didn't show up as purchase, and I thought I had bought it, and now today it shows that I did." So, yeah, a little frustrating. But so let me get back to this Rock
Okay,
Band
go
Legacy adapter. This is the one that really, really sends me through the roof. On top of all the other stuff that I'm frustrated with, because it's just not the game that we all know and love. It's just not. They ripped out so much stuff. So then they're like, "Oh, the Legacy adapter supports up to 4 profiles." That's what it says.
What?
Where's my box? Do I even have it? Oh, I think my kid threw it out. I had the box.
No,
Whoa.
oh,
Hit the microphone.
Ah, my ears. Ah, no, just kidding.
Amateur hour.
And so wait,
I'm ranting, baby.
let me ask real quick. The adapter is made by Harmonix, right? This isn't like
Mad Cats.
Mad Cats, okay, which
Yep.
is like the official.
The official peripheral maker. And
Okay.
things aren't going well with Mad Cats.
Okay, go ahead.
I tell you that. They are failing big time on this. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like, the thing says it supports 4 profiles. Why is it, this doesn't make any sense? So today, I get an email. Oh, well, I guess it came in last night. Or, yeah, okay. So I submitted the ticket on October 11th at 11:53 p.m. Eastern Time. They replied to me on October 17th at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Over a week later. Or that is little over 6 days.
So at 2 a.m. means that it came from the other side of the world.
Yeah, well, it's 2 a.m. Yeah, it did. Yeah, exactly. 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, nobody's working at 2 a.m. Eastern Time, which would have also been, today's the 18th, so it would have been Saturday at 2 in the morning. No, I don't think so. So, yeah, I'm getting Rafiki or something, I don't know, replying to me. Here's the answer, okay? I'm going to read this verbatim.
Oh,
Does it tell you to submit it on the Facebook page?
Dude, I'd be so freaking. You want to see me rant, but here, let me read this. Hello there, Mark. The Xbox One console recognizes the Legacy game controller as a single controller for a single user. Therefore, the adapter is able to support one profile sign-in for all Legacy instruments. That one profile will be assigned to all connected instruments via the Legacy game controller adapter. Rock Band 4 controllers can continue to sign in on their desired profile as intended. Unfortunately, there is no way to change how the Xbox One console reads the Legacy game controller adapter and allow Legacy controllers to sign into multiple profiles. We hope this information helps. Rock on!
Wait, what?
okay.
Rock on with a little musical symbol afterwards. That's what they tell me.
So wait, I'm not sure I'm understanding this right. So you can pair 4 instruments to it, but only,
one profile.
do you need multiple adapters or what?
Yeah, that might work. That might solve the problem. That might. That's a good thing. But here's
That's
the
retarded either way.
So, and I wish I had the box because I know the box said 4 pros, but here's the thing. So, okay, and I'm gonna read. This is from the Amazon description. Okay. Blah 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 blah. 4-player multi-platform support. Up to 4 players can all rock at the same time. Mix and match your controllers too. You can play Rock Band 4 on Xbox One with Legacy Xbox 360 wireless controllers and new Rock Band 4 controllers. 4-player multi-platform support. When I mean, and you know, maybe I'm wrong because it didn't, that doesn't specify in that description for profile support. So yeah, 4 people can play, but only under one profile, and you're all going to be on the same. I'm like, that's just ridiculous, because then she can't create her own character under her gamer tag, and then she can't get to it. So what I had to do was, we just logged in as me. And so again, remember how long I said it takes to create a character for my wife?
Mm-hmm.
So now through all of this, we've been up here for over an hour working. We still haven't played. I said, okay, we're going to play under my gamer tag going forward, because achievements she doesn't care about. You know, nothing. She just wants to play. She just wants to sit there and play with and talk with me. So I go in and I delete, because I had basically created a character that I called under her name, her real name, and because I was going to have her in my band, which I can't do. Why would you allow that? It was only in all the previous games. So I already had her. So I said, here, I'm going to delete this character. And then you create one under me, under my gamer tag. Go ahead and create your girl. So there's another hour. Well, probably about 45 minutes, because she knew what she wanted at this point. So we were able to shorten it to about... Now, it was a lot faster the second time around, because she knew what she wanted. And then we both have to play as me. And again, but so if you have a family of people that want to get gamer score, or they want that on their gamer card, you have to go out and buy these instruments. But guess what? As far as I'm aware of, you can't buy just the instrument. You got to buy the instrument with the game, and the cheapest way is like $150, I believe, for the Rock Band 4 guitar bundle. And then it's like, I don't want it's $130. I don't want to buy another copy of the game. You know, it's $250 for the full band kit. You know, it's just so messed up what has gone on with this. And there's other issues with, like, the hardware not syncing. There's a big issue with, like, the guitars, like, need firmware updates. But it's like, well, there's no cables. How do you hook up these guitars to get the update? Because you have to go do it to your PC. So it's like people don't even know, how to even get this done. It's just insane what's going on. And it kills me to say Rock Band 4 is having these issues. Because I love this franchise. And doesn't mean that I wouldn't go buy Guitar Hero, because I think that comes out soon. But I think what they did there is even worse. But I don't get into that today. But it's not been. I just feel this franchise has really been a disappointment. I'm like, I don't even care to play. It's just very frustrating.
Yeah, it's sad that experience like that makes you just to where you don't even want to play it.
And then lastly, we've also had problems with the legacy adapter. We were playing, all of a sudden my wife's like, hey, my notes nothing's registering. And I'm like, holy crap, nothing. Same with me. Like, all of a sudden, neither one. So we both start jamming like really hard on the strum bars. And it's like, oh, okay. Now it was like, and you have to do that. And after a little bit, it finally, oh, okay, I can connect and read all your hits. It's insane. I'm like, this crap's not even working.
Yeah. So
it's like all that money put into this, and it doesn't even work like it should. It's not the game you thought it was going to be. And then again, they're like, well, we're building a platform. There won't be a Rock Band 5. We're going to continue to expand on this and add more features and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to want to charge me for multiplayer. That's what you're going to do. You're going to say, oh, we can add multiplayer for $20 or some crap. It's just, yeah, it's been very frustrating. I don't like, and it feels like the heart and soul that were in the first 3 games is completely gone. I feel like, oh, let's just go hire these new developers or these new guys, and we're gonna put the new guys on it while we go work on something else. It's like, I don't even think the original team was involved in this, because it doesn't even feel like it's there. It just feels like all thrown together. What's there is just thrown together, and it just doesn't have. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just missing the heart and soul what the franchise used to have.
Yeah. Were they upfront with what you were going to be getting in this game, like no multiplayer and stuff like that? Because I really didn't. Because I'm not a Rock Band person, so I didn't read anything about it because I didn't have any interest in it in the first place. But
I was never aware that multiplayer was missing.
Okay. Because
I know
when they do add it. I mean, I guess if they're going to add it, platform, and they add it and they give you all the stuff like for your purchase. Maybe they're just behind on it or whatever, but I would say if they would charge you for it, then I would really want to go back and look at like what you what did you pay for? Because to me, it sounds like you paid for the right to download and just play by yourself. So,
I mean, pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, in the description it says support single player or local multiplayer.
okay.
Okay, so it's there. It's written on the box, but you're not going to know that until you look at the box. I mean, it's one of those things that I guess I could say it's my fault. I didn't read the disclaimers or the description of what the game detailed, and they can say, well, we put it on the box, or we put it in the digital download description that it didn't. It says we support single player and local multiplayer. The thing is it was in Rock Band 2, Rock Band 3. Why would it not be in Rock Band 4? That's the thing. You people, and maybe I'm weird. And let me ask you guys this, okay? I'm curious what you guys think. And we've seen this in other games. I know there was something recent. We did this. The same thing happened, but it's like I feel like when you put out 1 or 2 or 3 and a 4, and you're continuing to expand or make it better. So like Rock Band 4 comes out, I expect it online. I just automatically expected it to be there because it was in the last 2 games. So why would it not be there? That just doesn't make sense to me. So my thinking is, it's going to be there. I never even gave it a second thought. And I know someone in our community felt the same way, didn't know until after they had already had the box in the game, and went out and made some comment in a forum about it. And of course, people are like, they've been telling you since May of last year. Stupid. It's like, no. Right. No, they haven't. It was like an omission. They never said there was online, but they didn't. No one ever comes out and says, and we've removed online multiplayer from our game. Look for it in 2016.
Yeah.
They don't do that. They're not going to tell you what they removed. They never will. They never did.
Right.
To my knowledge, never stated that multiplayer, online multiplayer was removed.
Yeah, it'd be like, buying Halo 5, right? And there just not being big team battle in it. Oh, wait. There isn't big team battle. but the thing is, they came out and said...
Dude, I was drinking. Almost spit my Coke out.
Well, the thing is, they came out and they say at launch, Big Team Battle will not be in there because they're focusing on the Warzone. But Big Team Battle is coming in the playlist, and it's coming for free. You're not gonna have to buy it or anything like that. But no, I know what you mean. It's like after playing a series, a game. It's like having the new Gears of War coming out next year, and it not having Horde mode. You like an entire mode missing. You know what I mean? And them just not saying anything about it. Just like, oh yeah, Gears new story is gonna be awesome. Multiplayer is gonna be fantastic. No Horde mode.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know what you mean. And you're not the only person that has been disappointed, I think, by Rock Band. I think other people in our group, and I've talked to people at work, I don't think anybody's really happy with it at all. So...
Hey, out of those 2 games, so the Guitar Hero and the Rock Band, do you guys recall which one was the first one to be like announced first, or
Guitar Hero has been around? Yeah. The guys that made Rock Band actually made Guitar Hero.
You mean for this console?
Right. Like so these 2, Rock Band 4, and then
Rock Band
there's a Guitar Hero.
First. Rock Band 4 was first, and Guitar Hero was like 2 days later.
Okay.
So,
because I really wonder if they just rushed it. Kind of like, we got to get this thing out before Guitar Hero. We got to get it out. And then they just stripped out all this stuff.
Yeah. Who knows? But
because I don't see why we would have all of these issues in a truly finished product.
Maybe they should have had a beta.
Yeah, they should have.
All right. All right. You done with your first?
Actually, but you couldn't. But you couldn't play the beta because none of your instruments work.
Oh yeah, because you had to wait.
Because you're not going to get your adapter until 2 days after launch.
Oh man, we're full of them today. We're on fire. I tell you.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
We should probably move on from
I
what
was
we've
about
been
to-
playing.
And I wanted to hear about it. I was hearing everything that
Yeah.
you were saying there. I don't think you're the only one, and of course, me not being a Rock Band person and not playing it, I would have never known. So I really like that. It's the stuff I like to hear about. So I mean, it's
And I
better
mean-
than hearing about Destiny for 4 hours. So
And
Yeah,
I think the
about
good
it.
thing about hearing it from someone like me is I love that franchise.
right,
I absolutely love it. And I've played every Guitar Hero game too. I think I own every single one of them. I think there's one I don't have. I think only one. I don't even remember why I never got a copy of it, but I've played them all. I mean, I've loved them, but Rock Band has been my favorite of the two titles, and so I mean, I've just been stoked. So it's someone who loves it that is just, I'm not someone that's like, that just sucks. You're hearing like the passion, and I love this, and it was a disappointment because they just cut so much stuff out, and I'm hoping it'll come back. I'm gonna keep playing, and I'm looking forward to the patch. I just looked it up, and yeah, they'll like, well, we'll give more, and then they're gonna do some fix on the DLC stuff in December. It said, I was like, really?
yeah,
Like, really?
Maybe they
You're gonna
should've
wait
delayed.
2 months to fix the DLC issue?
yeah. Maybe they
So-
should have just delayed. So
Probably, and they should have put they should have put functionality in this game that was been there, almost all along that people are expecting. But my issue with Guitar Hero, and the only reason I'm not buying Guitar Hero, is because it's basically a brand new game. It's not the game. You're gonna have to basically learn some new system and a new guitar, and so you have to buy new equipment. None of your previous DLC will work, and it's all now instead of the colored buttons, it's like a black and white only. And I don't even understand how it works. I didn't understand the video. It's like, what? I'm like, dude, I don't want to learn another way to play it. I don't know. Some people might like that because it's like, oh, cool, it'll bring the excitement back. It'll be something new and fresh. Where Rock Band's still just the 5 colored buttons. But So anyways,
Yeah.
take your pick, enjoy. They're all, as this week you'll be able to play both.
right.
So, but just know Rock Band 4 definitely has issues if you're expecting a lot. If you're brand new to the game, then you're not even gonna notice all the stuff that's missing. But if you're brand new, then you won't even be affected by the legacy adapter issue.
Right.
So,
All right. Well, before we get going, I was going to mention since we are live on Twitch right now, we do have people in our stream, and I want to hit a couple of them real fast. I have to, but I want to say Cast Chris 4. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. He's a new follower. Thanks for following. He was saying that the game feels really rushed. And then the other game I was going to mention when we were talking about people taking things out, Cardbyte actually mentioned it, is they're taking multiplayer out of Assassin's Creed, this Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Which I knew they were going to do that, but with Unity kind of having its issues and stuff, they're taking a step back and taking things out so they can focus on the stuff that matters, which is single player story when it comes to Assassin's Creed. So he says it doesn't bother him that it doesn't bother him. Hold on, they took multiplayer out of Assassin's Creed, which doesn't bother me. Which it doesn't bother me either. I'm, in my mind, I'm just like, good, focus on the things that matter. So, but cool. Hey, and I said his name right. All right. So we're going to hit roundtable. That was one of the roundtables, but now we don't have to do it because we're just hitting it as we go. But before we get to roundtable, you can support us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/thisxboxlife. Become a patron. Everything is appreciated. Nothing's expected, as well as tips on Twitch alerts. .com/donate/thisxboxlife. So there's a couple ways to support the show. The third way we'll tell you a little bit later. So roundtable. Before we already talked about Star Wars. You already did your talk on Rock Band 4. Before we go, I'm so excited for Halo. I'm rereading Halo Reach. I've been listening to Hunt the Truth. I've been watching the Sprint, which is the developers thing on Halo channel, or you can catch it on YouTube if you look up 343 The Sprint or Halo The Sprint. I'm on season 2 of 3 on that. I'm just all getting getting into it, and I'm like so excited for the story. I am Team Chief, not Locke. But on the 26th, starting at 6 p.m., I think that's Pacific time. Yeah, since they're over there. So it'd be 3 to 9 p.m. West Coast. You're on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube. You can catch what they're calling Halo 5 Live, and it's basically just a launch build-up event. They're going to have like celebrities and people there and all sorts of stuff, but you can go out there and watch it and check it out. I know I will be, because I'll be excited to play Halo the next day. I was going to take off work, but now I'm not. Too busy. So, but Halo 5 Live on the 26th. So 3 to 9 p.m. So on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure it says Xbox One and YouTube, but it says exclusively on YouTube. So I don't know if that means watch it on Xbox One via the YouTube app, or if they're going to have like their own little event dashboard that they normally have. So any word yet on Halo Wars 2? Nope, next year. That's all we know. And so there's that information. You guys are going to be watching? Are you guys excited for Halo? No?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh.
No.
All right then.
You're the Halo guy.
I know. You guys are fired.
I suck at Halo.
So we're going to talk about our experiences with the dashboard, because we know it's all over the place. We're going to talk about it here for a little bit. But real quick, I saw something. People were talking about how Mark, you like your Kinect, right, for voice controls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I do. I do as well. I use, that's the main reason for my Kinect, is my voice controls. And we've always kind of said, why didn't they just make it available through my headset or whatever? So the report is that Cortana, which is coming in the new dashboard experience, will be accessible. You will be able to use it through or using your headset. So you will not need a Kinect to use Cortana. And the way I've seen it, because I actually messed with Cortana a little bit on the new dashboard, I did like all the key presses you had to do to turn it on. I just said like, hey Cortana, what's the weather going to be tomorrow? And, kicked on. Oh, I better watch saying that, or else my computer will start doing it.
Mine did it.
Okay.
Mine just popped up. All of a sudden I was like, why is... I saw Cortana pop up, and it's like typing in what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
How did it do that? That's bizarre, because I got my headphones on.
Well, I'm pumping.
I don't know how my computer heard you.
Well, it's because I'm piping through your board, which filters right back into your input device.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I've seen. I haven't seen official word on it, but that's going to be pretty cool. And to me, that is it still doesn't remove the Kinect, or the need for the Kinect, because you'd always have to have a controller on and a headset on to use all voice controls. Like if TV, Xbox turn off, yes. See if anybody disappears here in a second. But it's just things like that that still would need a Kinect. But that's what I saw so far. I saw about that. But yeah, cool. You guys have any thoughts on that, or?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna save my comments
okay.
on using this when we get to the next story.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the dashboard, the preview dashboard that we all have. All three of us have it now. And I guess we're gonna. I talked about it. I think I talked about it a little bit last week, like the speed and issue, and the issues I was having. I can say, I think an update went out on Friday that I got on Friday, which solved all of the issues that I was having. I still found a couple bugs, but I'll let you guys. Definitely, Mark wants to talk about it, so I'm gonna let him talk about it and see if he mentions any of the issues that I've still been having. But
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'll let you.
I
I'll let you go first.
I don't even know if I can remember all of the issues. I mean, it was so many. But let me preface this way. There was a update, I guess, that came out this weekend. I was out of town. I've only had about an hour to mess with the new updated dashboard prior to the show, and all my previous issues have not yet shown up. But I haven't really had a chance to really test it, with the exception of one thing. Even in that short hour, one of the issues I've had is that apps lock up. Even the Xbox Dashboard Preview app, that thing is locked up lots of times. I have had issues where the A button stops working completely. Well, guess what?
Oh, who needs
On the
A
dashboard, you need that to do anything. It just doesn't work. I even tried turning on a different controller, and neither button worked. So I had to use my Kinect to try to go, hey, my favorite console, select, and then it would come up and say, that everything's in green that you can say. So, for example, I'll say Rock Band. Well, instead of launching Rock Band, it then changes to like an orange lettering only on Rock Band, and it would say like item 5. And I'd have to say item 5. And then it would actually launch. I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, Kinect's not working. The A button's not working. It's super slow. I'm like, where's the speed I'm supposed to get? I find it slower than what the original dashboard was. I've got stuff that doesn't launch, things that lock up. I had to pull the plug on it, I don't know how many times, to do a hard reset. Now, I've done it once, like I said, so it got the update recently over this weekend, and the only thing I've seen so far is that the games or Xbox Preview dashboard still locks up. But I was still able to actually kill it, and that, and with the A button, I was able to go in and exit. I was doing a lot of the survey stuff through the, giving feedback on the dashboard, and that's what I was doing for about that hour before the show. And so a lot of those, they say snap, and then you follow the directions. Well, I don't know how to get back to the snap, because you used to hit the double tap the Xbox button.
Yep.
And then you'd flick your stick to the right to move over. Or you could go press down to unsnap it and all that. That seems to have disappeared. When I do it now, on the left side, it gives you all the things you can snap, and then it shows at the bottom almost like an achievement box and says unsnap the thing you have snapped. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to get back to it. How do I make that the live one? And so it's like I can't even do that. So what I had to do was go out to go to home, and then move my cursor down till the snap section was outlined in white, and then hit the A button. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we've just taken 5 steps backwards here, So and that's current. That's on the current update. So
I haven't even tried that. I'm gonna have to try that myself.
Yeah, and maybe there's a way. But I was trying stuff, and I was like, okay, it's not working like I would expect, and that's one thing I don't like. On top of it is it's like it's so different that it's like, oh my gosh, I've had this for 2 years, and it's like I don't know how to even snap and unsnap something or right. Make that snapped window my active window. I'm like, come on, man, I've had this 2 years, and you've completely changed it, so I don't even know how to use it anymore. So
yeah, I haven't really had to snap. Usually what I was snapping on the old dashboard was like friends and parties, and seeing that those are no longer like apps, they're constantly loaded and available to you, and messages. Like with those being the way they are, I haven't really snapped anything over. I'm gonna have to snap like Twitch or something just to see if I can kick over to it. But
right.
I mean, myself, I had to do hard resets. Like, I think 2 or 3 times I've had to do like power cycles. Like I've had to unplug, and things like that. Oh, have you had the one where you'll turn on your Xbox, and it'll seem like you're signed in, but you're not signed into live? Have you had that one yet?
No.
Okay, so
Oh,
like I'll sign in and it'll be me, like my dashboard and everything, but none of the like the live ads or icons or anything over on the right. And when I try to launch a game, it won't launch a game. And when I go over to my thing, it's not telling me to sign in, it's asking me to sign out, which I think's really weird. I'm like, okay. What I've had to do is I've had to take like my daughter's account, sign her in, and when it signs her in, it signs me into live. And then I just sign her out and then I'm signed in. I haven't tried signing myself out and then signing myself back in. But it's almost like when I boot in or start up the Xbox, it seems like it half signs me in and then thinks I'm signed in, but I'm not signed in. It's really weird. Like, if you ever have that happen, then Gunny Chief said he's getting that. So if you ever get it to where you think it looks like everything's signed in, but you can't start anything, try to see if, like, hey, well, I'm not actually really on live. You have to sign somebody else in or sign yourself out and sign back in. It's really, really weird. But that's one of the issues I was getting. And I'm still getting it in the current dashboard. But Mark, you're saying about the things freezing up. I haven't had apps freeze up on me too much, but I do know that I got the update on Friday, and then like Saturday night when I turned on, my system gave me like 7, 8, 9 alerts saying, this is ready to play. This is ready to use.
Oh, yeah.
This is ready to start. And it's almost like it took a whole other day for all the little apps to be updated through there. Because each app does need an update with the new dashboard. So,
Do you keep seeing your hard drive in there?
yes. Yeah, hey, my
External?
Western Digital
Yeah.
hard drive's ready for use. Well, I
Yeah,
hope
what
so.
is that about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like it disconnects it for some reason, but all my stuff's there. I mean, so Naughtius Maximus is saying try forcing a cache clear. Press and hold the white Xbox symbol on the console for 8 to 10 seconds till it goes off. So maybe that'll fix my sign-in issue. It's only happened 2 or 3 times, but it is with the current update as well. So I know that's still a little bit buggy. That's one of my issues that I'm having. And the other one, I think, Mark, you were talking about your Kinect. Your Kinect doesn't work. Like your commands don't work properly. Like I've had mine to where it'll pop up like it's listening. I'll tell it to stop listening, and then it goes orange, and the little icon on the top right that looks like a microphone stays there and doesn't go away. But then as I'm talking, like the Kinect keeps trying to do stuff, and I'm always like, stop listening, and then it gets me killed in my game.
yeah.
But it like stayed orange, and then I actually had to say, Xbox, and then have it start listening and say stop listening, and then it stopped listening, and then the icon and everything disappeared. So I've had that kind of stick on me as well. So that's another one that I'm bumping into. And I did notice the latest update's a little bit slower.
It's a beta.
It is a beta. This hasn't been officially released.
Yeah, what a crock of garbage.
Well, we were talking before the show, and I even mentioned it last week with Rob. It seems very rough around the edges. It's almost like it's still. I'm still too nervous. Like it's only a couple weeks away, supposedly. It's like November. It could be November 30th, if all we know that they're going to release it. Or they're just going to wait till November 30th and then delay it to December, because they can do whatever they want. But to me, it's just like, hey, I've seen people where they've bricked their console, or they've had to do full resets of their console and re-download all their stuff. People's A buttons aren't working. It's just like it won't sign me into Xbox Live. It's like these little are these little bugs? Or are these big bugs, and there's just enough of them where I'm super uncomfortable for November to roll around? Like, I have a feeling they're not going to release in November with what I'm getting. So,
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing too for me is this is, yeah, again, it's a beta, I guess, because it's not out to the general public, but they are taking a lot of people to volunteer.
yeah.
They're one console to basically sacrifice it and find out. Like the other day, I couldn't even do anything. I couldn't play anything. Stuff was just not working. And that I guess that's the risk. Yeah, I understand that. But they're about to push this thing out to everybody. I get an email just this weekend. Microsoft announcing this. Hey, the new dashboard's coming. So, it's. I think it's really close to being here. So, if this thing's broke, and this is what you're doing it right before Christmas, and this thing's not going to be 100% fully functional, that's not a smart move. That's not how you're going to win over the hearts and minds and win the race against Sony. And it's almost like I know that I think at this point they don't really care. They know they're not going to catch up, and they don't really have. And it depends. I mean, they're very successful. They're killing it compared to the 360 on sales. I mean, Xbox One is blowing the 360 out the door. In the 2 years that these things been out, they're far exceeded what they sold in 360s. So it's a huge success. Sony's just ridiculously going crazy. So I think they've kind of given up on that, but it's like, don't release this if it's not ready. This thing's got to be rock solid, in my opinion. And it's the way the world is these days. All these companies now are just releasing stuff. It doesn't have to work. It can be broke. They don't care. They're like, we'll patch it. But it's like when I come in and I want to sit down and play a game, not fight with the damn thing that was close. Dang thing. I told you it was tough, dude. I was so mad the other day. Yeah. I walked over, the thing was on. I walked over and I ripped the cord out. Dude, I was cursing like a sailor, man. I was so mad. Because I'm like, I just want to play my new game and I can't. Nothing's working. I was just so frustrated. And it's like that's and yes, I know I went in and made the change to say go ahead and give it to me. It was only after I heard you two guys say, yeah, like Braun was like, you both got it. No, you guys didn't complain.
Right.
And I know Braun said, well, I've noticed a few issues, a few items, but it was like that's all you left it at. And I was like,
yeah, I wasn't getting hit.
It sounds like for the most part it's pretty good. If it's a couple of like, the pictures doesn't fit right or the words are wrong or and I noticed the first one too, like all the text and the labeling was missing.
Right.
Like, well, what is that? What? There's a picture of a game, but I don't know what it is. And I go to the bottom of it, and it's just a green bar. I'm like, there's supposed to be text there to tell me what it is. I don't even know what it is.
I wasn't having the things like everybody on the first day. They're like, oh my gosh, Destiny doesn't work, and and it's just like, oh well, or Forza 6 isn't going to work. You're gonna pop in textures, and I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna do it if it's that. And unfortunately, you sent me a message to talk about Star Wars Battlefront. And I went to accept your invite, and right when I hit A, the console box popped up, said apply update. And when I was hitting A and to accept your party invite, it then changed to hit A to accept the update. So I literally hit that button, and my whole console went updating now. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Because I wasn't going to do it. But once I did, I was like, okay, I had a few issues here. I haven't had any breaking issues other than that it took me a little while, like I said, to figure out about the whole Xbox Live thing. I was freaking out. It's just like, did it just like not, am I like done? Am I going to have to reset everything? And I figured that out. So, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I haven't bumped into too many things. Not like, missing a button. So... But yeah.
Yeah, that dude, that was the worst, man. When the A button just stopped working, and then I had to try to use Connect to try to get anything going, and then even Connect wasn't working right. And oh my gosh, it's like I was losing my mind, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, tricky. Rob, is everything going good for you still, or?
I don't know what your guys' problem is. I love it.
Okay.
Everything works fine. I hit my A button, a 20 pops out of the CD drive. This is the best update ever.
Nice.
You know why Rob has no problems with it? It's because he doesn't use it.
Yeah,
he doesn't play any games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Yeah.
But for me, for the most part, I've had nothing really earth-shattering so far. There's been a lot of freezing in certain apps, and in particular, the preview app, which is probably because I tend to go to that one the most.
Yeah. Mine locks.
And Um, so I've been reporting, each and every time I get something, I just report it. And today, Forza Horizon 2 froze on me. Once it kind of locked up, I just went and I started making dinner. I didn't even mess with it. I just left it as it is. So I don't even know if I could recover out of it or whatnot, but I'm just expecting stuff to happen. And if it happens, it's just, I, I really don't care too much right now. Personally, I think us going through this is going to be good overall because we're going to let them fix things that maybe would have really plagued everybody later on. So in some way, I guess we're taking one for the team.
Yeah, true. I mean,
But
that is a true statement. So I mean,
yes,
I agree too. Like, I'm not getting too bent out of shape about it as long as
yeah,
as long as Halo's going to work. That's all I care about. If Halo works,
yeah,
I'll be good. And that, so
yeah. And the dash, I'm having a little bit of trouble finding things sometimes just because I'm like, where was that last week? I think we talked about how I've totally forgot how to get to my games. I kept trying to double tap the Xbox
pull the right trigger.
button instead of the right trigger. But I remember that one now.
Yep.
And there's just some various things that, they've got to tie everything in together. One thing I did notice that was kind of funky was that an update came out last week, earlier on in the week, whenever that was, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And I always go to the Xbox preview app to kind of get an idea of what's going on. What did they add? See if there's any quests, surveys, polls, all that good stuff. So when you go into announcements, it shows the latest version that's released and what they did. So I think they talked about something like beta. It slipped my mind right now, but something like some beta apps or whatever. Anyway, but it shows the version number. My version number is not that version number because when you're looking at the dash, you'll see looks like a serial number or some kind of identifier in the lower right-hand corner. And I've kind of figured out that the last number in that whole chain of characters is kind of like the build number, what I'm assuming, of the release. So the version that I'm running is probably like 30 numbers behind what they're announcing. So I'm kind of curious to see if other people are, seeing something similar. And I'm really wondering if they're doing different waves of installs. So the people, because when we were doing the Windows 10 beta, because I was part of that for over a year, there was people that got the fast updates and then the people that were in the slower ring of updates that got updates later, slower. And I really wonder if there's something similar to that in the Xbox One update system. And I'm just curious to see if anybody else has that as well. Check in the preview app, go to announcements, see the version number in there, and then compare that to the number that you see in the lower right-hand side and see if it's the same or if it's behind and kind of like when you got into the program and let us know.
Gotcha.
Where is that? In the preview app?
So go to the preview app announcements, and then it'll say like, hey, an update came out on October 15th. And then it'll list what appears to be like some kind of build.
You can't because the app just crashed.
Boom! Yes, it seems like second time you go into it, it works. The first time you go into an app, they kind of blow up.
That's fun.
So you go into announcements, you look at the number, and then the other number you can find in system settings, or I believe it was in the lower right-hand corner when you're in the home screen.
I can't even quit the app.
Yeah, because it's not responsive, right?
At all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went So it says I quit, but then I go and I launch it from the thing. Oh, now it's going to do it. Because
Yeah.
I quit it, and then I went to the games and apps, launched it, and it was still like it when it's frozen state.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm looking now. Okay, so I'm in the announcement section. And it says the October 18th, the new update. It's version 10.15 is the last one. So where do I find out what I'm on?
So what number is all the way on the right side? Mine were like 19 something.
What of where? I'm in
So
the
that there's like that designator of the build or whatever of the version that was released. And it'll be like something dot something dot something dot and then a number.
right, and I see the last. It's like 1510.105.567.1015, which just came out today.
Okay,
Oh,
there's a
October
number after
18th.
that.
That's it.
Okay.
.1015. So, but I don't know how to tell what I'm on.
It's in the look in the dash when you go to the home screen.
Just when you're on the main screen.
Oh, I
it's
can't
down
see that from here.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it's still tiny.
Teeny tiny 6-point font.
We'll have to check
But yeah,
after
it's-
the show.
Yeah.
wow, I can't. Yeah, there's no way I can read that from here.
That's security. Security by small font.
And you can't get to the settings anymore by hitting the menu button. You have to go over to the left.
Left. Yeah.
You have to wait the 20 minutes for that sidebar to pop up.
Yeah.
Oh, this new faster dash.
So
Well, I will say the latest one that I just got seems a little bit slower on loading that left bar than the
Oh.
first one that I got. The first one I had, I mean, it was almost instant. It was quick. So I imagine that's the stuff they'll have tweaking, or it'll be tweaked and stuff. So, but
yeah, there was one update that I got where the system was just brutally
Yeah.
slow.
yeah,
I mean, brutal.
I can take an update. So the update I had, I'm on 10.1008 in my settings, and it actually gives me the option to update.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I don't have the latest in it. So whatever I got today must have happened a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some kind of strange schedule
I'm
that
gonna,
they're
I'm gonna
following.
update it right now.
It's like they don't have a fast ring, slow ring like they do for Windows 10 and stuff like that. But we're getting into deep beta testing.
Yeah. I mean,
Thoughts.
Yeah.
By
I'm sure there's
XL.
some. I'm sure there's some method to the madness, and they seem to have done a pretty good job with Windows 10, at least in comparison to previous OSs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they use some of that methodology.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I kind of like how some of the stuff that they've done with the dash, just how accessible certain things are. I like the ability to see what the new releases are, at least what a couple of them are, without having to go into games and then going into the new releases. It's like one step less.
Yeah.
But it is a little annoying to go into new releases and then have it hang and then having to get through something else and relaunch it and then have it work on the second try. But I'm just hoping that it's short term and we'll be in better state in a couple weeks.
All right.
I'm sure we will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. Same here.
It's just I think the biggest thing is, there was just I was surprised at how many problems there were.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was not in the first wave. I mean, I jumped on near the end. I just got in just right at the end of it here, and there were so many issues. I was shocked. I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't get in the beginning of this. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, well, it'll be all right. It'll get all ironed out. But
Yeah.
having to learn how to navigate. You're right on, Rob. Man, I can't find anything anymore, and I think that's probably the most frustrating part. Is I don't know how to use this dashboard.
Yeah.
Where's the tutorial? I did take a survey today. One of the things, like the tasks, was going in and using the new updated Upload Studio. And man, that thing's changed so much. It's like I can't even figure out how to use it anymore. And when I was doing the survey, they said, "Would you like a tutorial? Would a tutorial be helpful or something like that?" And I was like, "Yeah." You know, if you're gonna
Sure.
change it, that's one thing I don't like iPhones, Android phones, Windows phones, all these new devices. They put icons for everything, but nothing tells you what the icon means. Even on my iPhone, I'm like, what's this piece of paper with an arrow pointing up? What does that mean? So I hit it, and it's like, oh, I can text this page or email this page or
Right.
Skype this page or what, But I'm like, what does that icon even mean? It's just like, and that's like, you get this in this new Dash. You go over to the side, that sidebar, and it's just like, well, what is all this stuff? So yeah, and it's kind of everywhere.
Oh yeah. And I was just looking at the time. We should probably get cranking.
All right. Well, next section is community, but before we hit that, if you want to look like and support the community with nice, cool gear, you can go to cafepress.com/thisxboxlife. Tons of stuff to look at there, so head out there, and if you find anything that interests you, then feel free to purchase. So, with the community, multiple ways to be a part of the show. Not only just hanging out with us on Twitch on Sundays starting at 10, but you can send us questions, comments, anything you would like with various different ways. One or two ways is voicemails and emails. To send us a voicemail, you go to thisxboxlife.com. On the right hand side, you will see a send voicemail. You click that, follow the prompts, send it, we get it, we throw it in the show, we hear your question, everybody else hears your question, and then we answer it, or provide anything that you would like. And then emails are contact@thisxboxlife.com, and that comes directly to us, and we will read them off and go from there. A few other ways is through Twitter, twitter.com/thisxboxlife. If you DM, I guess you can't DM unless we follow you, but you can mention us and ask us a question there or anything that you want to do, and we'll answer. I also have a personal one, BJSwick33. It's the same as my gamer tag. I think Mark, you're the same, right? Your gamer tag for Twitter?
Yeah, it's the same.
And Rob's a little different.
They can message us through live, by the way. They don't have to be. We don't have to follow them. That's because that's how we get all the wonderful spam.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you can message through this or through live as well. We read those off. And one of the big things is if you're new to the community, because we have a couple new followers here and Twitch, go to facebook.com/groups/thisxboxlife. That is where all the community chit chat, share this and that, and it's just a great community. I mean, I'm very happy to be a part of it, so it's fantastic. And I think and also it's weird, we post on our website the synopsis or whatever of the show. Rob does that every week, and somebody actually left a message there, so you can leave a message or a comment on our show and on the show notes, and there is one. So do you want to read that off, Rob?
Absolutely. So this came from Chugsy667. Wrote in, I just want to say I think you all do a great job. I listen every Monday night here in the UK. The consistency each week makes you one of the best podcasts about. And has anyone? You okay? Yeah.
I had to.
Oh, that's funny. I'm just like, what's he doing? Okay, sorry. Continue.
May I continue? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying?
And has anyone thought about getting Wingman some lemon and honey for his cough?
Oh, crap.
Just keep up the good work.
I'm sorry, everybody. I hope that wasn't too terribly loud. I tried to keep my hands over the, cover it a little bit so it wasn't blasting the mic. I hope I didn't blast anybody's ears.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm on.
Lemon and honey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I responded to his comments here on the site. I think we should put you in a bubble suit.
A bubble boy. I'm the bubble boy.
Until you build up your immunities.
I don't know.
Bubble boy.
It's weird. Like, nothing works. And I still have the cough. It's getting less. It's not as bad. But a lot of people here have been sick recently out here are having the same problem. It's just like a cough. And the last time I got really sick, I get this cough that goes for like months. It just doesn't go away. It's just like, I don't know. It's weird. So, but I do appreciate it. I may just try it just to see. I like lemon and honey. I might just try that out and see if it works.
Oh, that's funny.
You're not supposed to put lemon and honey on pizza, by the way.
What?
You're supposed to drink them.
What if I put honey
So you
on
know.
lemon flavored Oreo cookies? Does that count?
No.
All right.
All right. Well, that was it for the community.
Yeah.
We only had one this week, but what's new in game releases?
All right. So there's actually quite a big list this week. So for Xbox One, we have Guitar Hero Live. We'll see how they do in comparison to the other rock game. Adventure Time, Finn and Jake Investigations, Just Dance 2016, Just Dance Disney Party 2, Hasbro Family Fun Pack, Tales from the Borderlands Episode 5, The Vault of the Traveler. That comes out on the 21st. Is that the last one? Or does this one have 6 episodes? I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's it. I think so. I think that's...
Yeah, there was one that had 6 episodes. I don't remember which of their titles had that.
Okay.
And then Assassin's Creed Syndicate coming out on the 23rd. For the 360, we can expect to see Guitar Hero Live, Adventure Time, Finn and Jake Investigations, Just Dance 2016, Just Dance Disney Party 2, and again, Tales from the Borderlands, Episode 5, The Vault of the Traveler. And let's see. So that's about it. Right?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, where can they
So
buy
we're-
all these
Okay.
non-digital copies for the people that like physical media? Because we do have people out there.
Yes. Very good question. You can get this and more on Amazon.com. Just make sure to use our Amazon affiliate link each and every time you make your purchases on Amazon so you can help support the show. And your purchases don't cost you any more than they normally would. We just get a little kind of referral fee for sending you their way. And that helps us out a lot. Also, if you use iTunes, please do us a favor and give us a review. Rate us 5 stars if you could. The more stars we get, the higher up we go in the rankings, and that gets us noticed and featured and all that good stuff on there. So we can grow the community and more people can find out about the show. And yeah, so that's about it for episode 363.
And last week I mentioned Discord, which is a basically web-based online TeamSpeak, if you want to think of it that way. I created one for this Xbox Life. I put it out there on the Facebook group. There's a link that will get you in, and then once you're in there, I can approve you for certain rights for certain rooms and things like that. I was kind of doing that because it usually takes me about an hour to set up for the show. I went in there in case anybody wants to pop in and do like a little pre-show, and then maybe at some point in time we do post-show. A couple people liked the idea of that. So if you want, make sure you go out there, go to the Facebook group. You'll see it's one of the recent posts that I put in there for Discord. And it's a pretty cool app. So, we'll do that. And also, I have a live show thing in there. So, you're chatting with us through twitch.tv. But if you guys wanted to actually physically talk to each other, you guys can also pop in there and talk to each other while we're recording a show. So, it's completely up to you. It's free. Doesn't cost us anything. So, no biggie if you're not into it.
Ron?
Yes.
If they're over there talking to themselves, then they're not listening to us.
But you can watch the show and chat in there if you have to.
Okay.
It's proven. I have done it.
Okay.
So.
Ooh, that was loud.
Yeah. Yes, Carbide. We did mention Assassin's Creed on the 23rd. So.
He has to get that in there.
Yes.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes,
Friday 23rd.
Yep, Friday. But, all right, cool. That's all I had. Hey, are we all done? Mark, do you have anything else?
No,
Oh
I'm
no,
just
okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
He's been good on coughing, so
Yeah.
you got to get it all out.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for coming out. Thank you for listening, downloading the show, and supporting us in every way that you do. We greatly appreciate it. And we will be back next week, next Sunday. And
Sunday.
yeah, next Sunday will be the Sunday prior to Halo. So,
Oh boy.
oh, it's going to be, I can't wait. So, but, all right. With that, I'm Brun, BJ Swick33. Everybody, enjoy.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everyone. Catch y'all next week.
I'm Mark, aka Wingman709, aka Coughs a Lot. Get y'all later. Take it off.